Okay, so where are we so far? I've done 6 videos up until this point, and I feel like there's still a long way to go in what we can explore in terms of how we can manage better our levels of anxiety at this crazy time where it's not just people with predispositions to anxiety that might be feeling anxious. It seems to be more or less everyone. So I hope this is timely, and I thought this video would just be a bit of a recap on what it is so far. As I say, I think there's a long way to go in what the work that can be done and how much we can know about it. And I just wanted to let people know I've got so far in the series that a lot of it is just about understanding the mechanism before being able to apply any principles, which is, I hope, what people can grasp maybe when they see an early video and it's just, say for example, the introduction about how bad my anxiety was, so there's a lot more after that. So as I say, a bit of a recap. So as I say, in the first video it was just about, it was like a light bulb moment for myself. It's been 12 years since I had a major issue that came to a head in the form of really bad anxiety. Thankfully, those things are all in the past now, and I have the tools to help me. But yeah, so for 12 years, I've been able to utilize that, and there hasn't really been cause for sharing that with anyone. And then, of course, it just dawned on me. I wanted to help with what was going on. I believe massively in, how can we be of service to other people, and the best way that we can do that is by making the most of what we actually have ourselves, rather than trying to be something or do something that isn't, natural to us. We've all got things that we can give. So mine kind of all made sense. It was like, oh my God, I've had 12 years of utilizing certain methods and certain ways of understanding the mind to help me. Now seems like the perfect time to share that. So that first video was just like, okay, I can see there's a lot of this kind of problem. I'd like to help, and to qualify that with what I might be saying to help. Why might anything I've got to say be useful? So the first one was just about, okay, look, I had a problem, I done something to help it, here goes, I hope it can help. Second video was what is anxiety really. So I think we spent 2 videos and bits of all the rest of them afterwards. It's getting to know the mechanism of anxiety, what it actually is that's happening. We don't really relate to it on any other level other than the final product, which is the scary thought and the uncomfortable feeling or the sickly feeling or the stress. But there's a whole mechanism at play, which, as I tried to address in the second video, it's a completely normal, it's a perfect system that's been evolved over millions of years, honed, conditioned into the human system, and has served a purpose for a very long time. Incidentally, even if we weren't in this situation that we're in now, I'd be saying that that system is a little bit outdated now, because a physiological process that helps with our fight or flight response is now causing trouble in situations that are just mental processes, and this physiological, biological process isn't necessary. It's not getting us out of any perceived mental danger. But as I say, where we are now, as the whole earth, is a real opportunity to evolve from that process. But it's vital for us to understand what it is that's actually happening on a physiological level, because the reason is because the nature of anxiety is that we're scared of anxiety itself. We don't understand what's actually happening in the body, and it's frightening to people. once we understand that what's actually happening is a normal bodily process, and we've just got to find how to turn that off, it makes it a lot easier. So number 3 was beginning the pathway really out of anxiety, which, if we understand it as a physiological process, something that's happening in the body, we can start to become more aware of the body and the sensations when we're anxious, and we can start to relate the two. Oh, my body feels like this, it would follow that I'm thinking like this anxiously, and vice versa. The thought might be the first thing that comes in, something scary. Oh, that unwanted situation might happen. It turns the body on, it turns the sympathetic nervous system on, the system of anxiety. That system itself is the basis for more anxious thoughts. So it's how to understand the bodily system. That's first base. It's checking in with, okay, this is how my body feels. I can relate this to anxiety. I can see that it's part of the process, that's a normal thing, and I can monitor my how I feel on a physical level. So 4, because I thought we were getting a little bit into a lot of theory, which has its place and is important. As I say, we've got to understand the mechanism of anxiety, but video 4 was like, okay, well, for a minute, what can we do right now, rather than trying to get our head around a lot of theory. Some people, and I can see why, want something we can actually do now to help with that. So we covered a lot of that in video 4, which is about managing triggers. Triggers being the things that come in and spark anxiety or set the anxiety running. So basically your input from social media, news, other people. So it's like managing triggers. It also comes down to managing energy levels, getting a balanced state within the body. When you're exhausted or stressed or down on energy because of poor lifestyle habits, like what you eat, when you eat, how you get rest, if you get rest, if you exercise, if you regulate your hormones, if you regulate your energy system so that your adrenals aren't just being blasted every time you eat something that's incorrect, or don't get enough sleep, causing a boom and bust in energy levels. That if that's what's going on, it's gonna leave you in a worse place when there's triggers around which are going to spark anxiety. So 4 was about all of the different lifestyle things as well that we can do, and it's not just generic advice. As I said, it's something that actually works. Regulating the body and its energy system. There's numerous ways. I spent a few minutes on it, but it's all the stuff that maybe the doctor or holistic health practitioners mention these days in terms of lifestyle. That all massively helps. Okay, yeah, so that was video 4. Video 5 was the most powerful in the sense of a radical approach in how to actually deal with, okay, you're in the midst of anxiety, it's having a serious effect, you can't turn it off. No amount of understanding the theory or the mechanism or the way anxiety works or knowing that it's the body will help with how horrible you're feeling when you're projecting ahead into really uncomfortable and distressing scenarios. So number 5 is all about the most powerful thing you can do to end anxiety, to stop it in its tracks, which is the role reversal, which is stop trying to resist it, stop trying to push it away, stop being scared of it. This might sound blunt or a bit abrupt, but I'm not mincing my words at the minute, because we're bullet pointing, and it's also the truth that we've got to get to. So the complete counterintuitive approach, which is welcoming anxiety, going towards it, looking at it, seeing what it's about, seeing what it feels like, totally living and experiencing those uncomfortable thoughts, seeing how it makes the body respond, watching how it turns on that sympathetic nervous system, being willing to experience that, but being able to trust that it's a simple bodily system that will wear itself out sooner or later. Your body's built at some stage to kick back into the parasympathetic nervous system. How long you stay in the sympathetic nervous system, the anxious state, is the issue. And the longer you resist anxiety, the longer you'll stay in that system. So meeting it head on, and even more so, asking for more anxiety, more anxious thoughts, willing it to get worse, is again one of the most powerful things you do. It's something that tricks anxiety. It stops giving it the negative energy which fuels it. It kind of doesn't know where to go. So that's the powerful thing you can do in video 5. So then we start getting into the last video 6, is all about our relationship to our thoughts, because as we start to get more aware and familiar with our anxious state, we start to, it's about awareness, really, awareness of the bodily state, awareness of the thoughts. We start to get some distance from thoughts instead of being totally wrapped up in them and involved in them and identified with them. So video 6 is more on how we can distance ourselves from thoughts and how we are something else other than our thoughts, which might be a complete revolution for some people. It might sound weird, but we can prove that in simple ways in the little exercise that I gave in video 6. A simple breathing exercise, paying attention on physical sensation, is, with practice, what gets you out of anxious thoughts. And that video was where we started to explore something that I'd love to get more into, which is the difference between sensation and feeling and thinking, because you can't think while you're feeling bodily sensation. And that's the proof that we're not our thoughts, because when we're not thinking, when we're feeling, when we're connecting with something a lot deeper, we're still there. If we were our thoughts, they'd all materialise, they'd all come true, and we'd cease to exist when we cease to think. So, bit of a gripe with Descartes here. I think, therefore I am. I think it's actually been the biggest problem in Western culture, our allegiance to that statement. It's led us down a path where we believe we are what we think about. We are the nature of our thoughts, which is a dreadful position to be starting in if you've got anxious thoughts, because if you're believing every single one of them thoughts, there's nothing down for you. You're in a bad place. So the way out of anxiety is actually the way into truth and the way into a whole new culture, believe it or not, of understanding that we are something other than our thoughts. That's not to say that we can't use thought in the correct way, or that thought doesn't have amazing purpose, because it does. The difference is, are you being used by thought? Are you subject to thought? Are thoughts happening to you, or are you consciously choosing how to use your thought? And so video 6 is all about getting into that. So that's all the videos up to now. I hope that you've got something from that, and I will continue with something in the next video. That's just a bit of a recap, and I hope you don't mind the oodles of red in this video. It just happens to be that I've got a red blanket over the window, and because it's a bit cold, I'm wrapped up in a really warm red blanket. So I hope that's all okay, and I'll see you in the next video.